Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Irish Accent Podcast. This week is going to be the first podcast for intermediate learners, so I'll be using more advanced vocabulary and grammar structures, as well as speaking a little quicker and more naturally. I hope you enjoy this week's episode. Are you listening to this podcast on your phone right now? Maybe you're using the Spotify app, or perhaps you're watching the video version on YouTube? Do you have lots of social media apps on your phone, and do you use them often? Today's topic is going to be all about social media. Did you know that social media first started in 1997? That's when one of the first social media sites was created. It was called 6 Degrees, and members could create profiles for themselves, have lists of friends, and contact one another through the site's private messaging system. So exactly like what we see today on many platforms. That platform is often regarded as the first social media site. These days, there are so many different social media platforms. For example, there's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, or X as it's called now. I first started using social media when I was about 15 or 16 years old. That's when I got my first smartphone and was able to download apps. I used apps like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram a lot. I really loved social media when I was younger, and looking back, I think I was quite addicted to it. After school, I could continue chatting with my friends, sharing funny pictures, and following celebrities' lives. I could also play games online when I was bored, and share photos from my holidays and trips. Of course, we couldn't use our phones during school hours, but we used them at lunchtime and before and after school. I was often very distracted when I was studying and doing homework because I wanted to use my phone instead, so I had to leave my phone outside of my bedroom when I wanted to focus. Whenever I hung out with my friends, we all used social media together, so basically a lot of my teenage years were spent on social media. These days, I actually don't use social media very much. I deleted most of my old social media platforms because, honestly, I was wasting so much time online and I couldn't concentrate when I wanted to work or study. Nowadays, I only use social media sometimes, mainly to keep in contact with family and close friends. I still use YouTube a lot because I love to watch travel vlogs and other videos when I'm eating food or relaxing in the evenings. Different social media sites are popular with different age groups. I think TikTok and maybe Snapchat are the most popular social media apps for younger people. In the last 4 years, TikTok has become extremely popular. When it was first launched, only 15-second videos could be uploaded, but I've heard you can now upload videos that can be up to 10 minutes long. People upload a huge variety of different videos, and you can also see videos from people that you don't even follow. I think TikTok is especially addictive because the videos on there are normally quite short, so it's so easy to just scroll for hours on it. I used TikTok for a few years, but I got so sick of scrolling endlessly, so I deleted it a couple of years ago, and honestly, I don't miss it at all. I think Facebook is still very popular for older people. It's pretty easy to use, and you can share updates about your life on it. Of course, WhatsApp is also a very popular form of social media. In Ireland, nearly everybody has WhatsApp on their phone. It's a free messaging app, so if you have Wi-Fi, you can chat to your friends and family on it very easily. I contact my friends and family all the time on WhatsApp, so it's probably the app I use most often. LinkedIn is another very popular social media platform. LinkedIn is kind of similar to Facebook, but it's a professional networking site. That means people don't often share personal information, updates, or photos on there. Instead, they share information about their career, work, and other professional updates. People can follow their colleagues and also look for new jobs. There are many advantages and disadvantages, or pros and cons, of using social media. In my opinion, the advantages are that you can keep in touch with friends and family, you can discover new things, and it's very entertaining. Some people genuinely enjoy using social media often and have discovered new hobbies from being online and form friendships with people they follow. Also, I guess that platforms like LinkedIn can be very helpful for people's careers. For me, I found that social media can be quite beneficial when I'm learning another language. I've often used social media sites to help with my study because there's so many great resources out there now to help people learn grammar, remember vocabulary, and practice with native speakers. Of course, even this podcast could be an example of that. The Irish Accent is available on social media platforms, and I hope it can help people to study English. So that's definitely an advantage of social media. Of course, the disadvantages are that it is very distracting and it can harm people's mental health. In some countries, they've introduced a lot of restrictions to protect children from social media. For example, in France, people have to share their age before they can use social media. If you're under 15 years of age, your parents have to give you permission to use the platforms. Also, I've heard that in the UK and in the Netherlands, soon children won't be able to bring their smartphones to school anymore. All of these rules are so important, and I think that as time passes, we'll see more and more of these restrictions being put in place. I'm very curious to hear what social media platforms are the most popular in your country, or what social media platforms you use the most. What do you think are the advantages or the disadvantages to using social media? Let me know in the comments, and thanks so much as always for listening.